So what do you guys think about a 79 TransAm? The Ford guy here talking up a TransAm, a GM product. But of course, I was 9 years old when Smoking the Bandit came out, so what does that tell you? I've always liked the TransAm. I gotta say, I did like the 77, 78 front end a little bit better than these, but I do like the taillight treatment that this got over the earlier years, that's for sure, how it goes all the way across there. This car was here 5 years ago this past spring, and it hasn't been here since. And the guy called, I'll tell you why. This car came to me. He wanted a complete original power window and door lock system put in this car. It was all manual. And he wanted me to find it all and everything. And I found it out of a place in California called GM Sports. And they were kind enough to take close-up pictures of the door lock actuators, where they were mounted, where the window regulators were riveted into which holes and things like that. So I made it happen. And then while I was here, well, I should back up. This car has been LS swapped with a 2003 Z28 drivetrain. So now it's fuel injected. And since I put power locks on it, he said, while you got it, go ahead and put a remote start and keyless entry on it as well. So I did that for him. These are aftermarket wheels. I don't know where he got them. You know, they look very similar to the original, I guess you'd call them snowflake TransAm Firebird wheels. He said he had to put these on there because of he put four-wheel disc brakes off of C5 Corvette on here. And he said he put a 373 rear end in it. So anyway, these wheels, something about these wheels need to be offset for the disc brakes. And you can see the big rotors and calipers in there. He's really spared no expense on this thing. I love it. I absolutely love this car. I love the color. Of course, I would want T-tops. He doesn't want T-tops. You know, because he had one of these when he was a kid, and he said everybody else that had them, the T-tops leaked. Well, that's probably true. I'm not going to argue that because of the body flex and just the way that the rubber deteriorated. We'll talk about these power windows and locks in a minute. That's why it's here, because this window doesn't want to go up. Oh yeah, we don't have to pop this hood from the inside. But I don't know if I can raise it holding the phone at the same time. Hold on. Okay. There it is. And he does drive this car when he's home. He's a pilot. He lives pretty close to here, but he's based out of Miami with American Airlines, so he does leave this car here, and he's got a Mustang GT convertible too that he took down there. But here's your engine control computer. He added a cruise control. There's the cruise control. Cold air intake. It runs really nice. It really does. I assume that this is some sort of aftermarket AC setup. I don't know. Let's start it up for you guys. Awful nice and smooth, isn't it? How awesome is that bird? Phoenix, whatever they call it. It has been painted. It was painted before he bought it, but whoever painted it certainly did an excellent job on it. It's a beautiful paint job. Okay, so I did this power window and door lock swap before I had a YouTube channel. Like I say, this was 5 years ago, 2019. It was January and February of 2019 that I had this car, doing all this stuff to it. So all I can do is show you some still pictures that I've got of what it looked like before and kind of during and after I got it all done, because of course I had to cut the hole in the console to add the power window switch. I had to cut the hole in the door panel for the locks. And then I had to also find these. GM Sports didn't even have any of these good, because that plug with the bird on it is exactly what they used from the factory. If you got power windows, they just plug the hole. So that's where the window crank was. So let me show you some still pictures here, and I'll see if I can talk over them at the same time. We'll see how good I am at that. Passenger door before, driver door before, console before, driver door with the manual still in there, power and manual regulator out on the garage floor, and a completely stripped out door, and a door going back together. And this is a relay pack that I put underneath the driver's seat that we'll talk about here. Okay, so the relay pack that's underneath this driver's seat, I made that because these power windows, I don't think that you can see it. No, you're not going to be able to see it. But anyway, in that photo was that relay pack, because these power windows in these cars when they were new was such a piss poor design. So you know how, well, a lot of you don't, but just try to follow me. Most window motors have two wires. Back in these times anyway, you get power up and ground and power down and ground, you know, reverse polarity. Well, these cars weren't wired like that. The window motors did have two wires, but all you did when you hit the switch was it was supplying power to one of those wires to go down, and it was supplying power to the other wire to go up. It wasn't getting a ground through the switch. And it depended on getting its ground. It was self-grounding. They're self-grounding motors. So over the years, and even when they were new, they were not good. A friend of mine had one of these, and the windows were just terrible. They didn't want to go down, let alone go up. But so the window motors, depending on being grounded to this door, which the ground has to come through these dirty, greasy, rusty hinges, you know, before it picks up a ground for the battery, you know. So what I did was I took those relays, because a relay supplies so much more power. So I've got a relay for left up, a relay for left down, a relay for right up, and a relay for right down. And instead of this switch supplying power, I switched the power wire to a ground. So the relays on pins 86 and 87 have power. They have 12 volts. It's soldered to an accessory wire in here with a fuse, probably a 25 or 30. I don't remember what I put in there. And then, so they get their power from there. And then 87A is not used. But then, let's see, so it would be 85 then on the relays. When you hit this switch, it supplies a ground to it, and then pin 30 sends the power out to the wire that it needs to go up or down, if that makes any sense to you guys. Plus, I also made a jumper wire, a ground wire, like a ground strap with an eyelet, and I grounded it to the motor and regulator and ran it through this rubber tube and grounded it to the body, so it had a lot better ground. And if you guys want a drawing of that, just email me. I can send it to you. I'll show you what I did to make these work like they do. So he brought it in the other day, and the window wouldn't go up. So let's get this on and get it over with. Get the buzzing to stop. I can edit out the buzzing. Okay, so the buzzing stopped, and here's another one of my pet peeves with GM. It's like, you know, you have to have the, back then, you had to have the key turned all the way on to ignition and everything to operate your windows or anything. It didn't have a back like Ford did, where you could roll your windows down, listen to the radio and stuff like that. If you're listening to accessories or trying to use your accessories, whatever, you got to power up everything. And here's another thing is, you know, this is off. These old GM blower motors for the heat and AC would just run nonstop for no reason. I mean, that's why the bearings were always out of them. Okay, I got that off my chest. So he brings it in, and see this window, it goes up and it goes down. But this one, I don't know if you can hear that, but so I told him, I said, well, I hear it clicking, but the window's not working. So as I was holding the switch, I was kind of pecking on this to see if the motor would take off or something, and it wouldn't do it. Well, then, as I was holding it, and I can't do that, I don't think, and hold the phone. So anyway, I just reached over here and I pulled on this rubber boot. Let me see, how can I do this without having something to hold my phone? I don't think I can. But anyway, trust me, there's a broken wire in there, because as soon as I pulled back on that boot while I was holding the switch, the window goes up. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, so watch this. We're holding the switch in the up position. Nothing's happening, but if you reach over here and just get a hold of this wiring harness, pull on it, it makes a connection and the window goes up. And you don't even have to hold on to it going down, because it doesn't have to rely on that wire that's broke to go down. It's only dependent on that wire to go up, because of the way that these cars were originally wired. So we got to fix that. And he wants me to put new window sweeps on it, because they're just all cracking up here. The felt's gone, and it just, the window grabs it and folds it down. So we're going to put new window sweeps on it. We're going to fix that window. And then we got to deal with this issue. The door locks, look at that. They don't want to go down. But if you just barely touch it with your finger, they go down. Same with that side. If you keep hitting that side, yeah, see, it'll go down, but they go up every time. They're really good and strong. Push it down. See, they go up every single time. So when I got these door panels off, replacing those, I'm just going to grease all the rivet, or, you know, put some kind of a lube on the pivot joints. You know, the pivot areas of those door lock rods and stuff, because the door locks were working fine when it left here, but the keyless entry doesn't even work them. So, but like I say, they unlock every time. They just won't lock. They're like weak. But you know, it does sit a lot. The door locks don't get used very much. I'm sorry, you guys. It's so hot out here, and I'm sweating like crazy. And I mean, I got sweat all over the armrest from just my arms. That's how bad it is out here. But I want to try to get you guys a video out. I did put this stereo in here, but I will tell you that this is the way it already was. It already had a stereo in it, and it already had these holes cut for these speakers. I did not do that. But I did put a new stereo in it for him and put it in the exact same spot that it was in. If it was mine, I would probably get some sort of like custom auto sound stereo for it. But like I say, this was already in there and he wanted one with Bluetooth, so that's what we did. We can show you the remote start. See, the door locks won't lock, but will they unlock? Yeah, see, they unlock with the remote. But, I mean, keep in mind, this was a carbureted 79 TransAm. And we're going to hit the start button twice. Parking lights flash, let us know we made contact. Hear the fuel pump. Look at that. All with the touch of a button. It's running with no key. And he's got a remote also for the cutouts in the exhaust, and I tried that and the battery's dead. But I got the parking lights hooked up to it. This car is just so awesome. So it would run for 24 minutes unless you decide you're not going to go anywhere, and we're just going to hit the start button twice again and it'll shut off. And also, like when you lock it, parking lights flash once. That door locked, well, they both locked that time. Unlock it, parking lights flash twice. Stupid door locks. Well, that one didn't lock over there that time, but this one did. Let's start it again and see if the battery voltage actually helps it. Yeah, look at that. That extra battery voltage makes those door locks work just fine. Lock, unlock, lock, unlock. So we might as well go for a ride before it starts raining again. It seems that that's all it does here now is rain, and I mow grass every 3 days. We can't touch the brake, or it would kill it first. So got to put the key in the ignition, turn it to run. Now we can hit the brake and it's canceled out. Let's see. Probably wish I had that window up. Trying to get my seatbelt on. We got a station wagon over there to talk about in a few days. It's not mine, that's a customer's. What a difference fuel injection makes. We looked it up too, you know, this thing's really not even putting out that much horse like you would think it would be for a 2003 LS engine. It's had a little bit done to it though. These door panels look so much better with the power accessories, in my opinion. Yeah, I think if I just lube up the pivot places on those door locks, they'll work just fine. And, you know, like I said, I got to put those window sweeps in there, and I got to fix this window. So if you guys want to see those repair videos, please put in the comments that you want me to. Otherwise, I probably just will do it because my repair videos are not getting very many views. So if you want to see it, let me know. And it's not my car, so I'm not going to give it all it's got. This thing will run. Okay, that's enough. I think you guys get the point. It's pretty scary. We'll go down here to the marina and turn around. It's got its usual GM squeaks and rattles, let me tell you. As cool as it looks, it wasn't put together like a Ford. I remember the doors used to sag so bad on them. This thing's not that bad because it just doesn't have that many miles. Scratch the tires a little bit there. Wow! It sure sounds awesome. Turn signals work in this digital dash too. I guess Dakota's the way to go, that's what they say. Nope, there's my neighbor Cindy. I got your car on YouTube, and now you're on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear me down there?
No.
This thing will haul ass.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'd like to ride in it.
Yeah, well, you can. I'll go finish my video.
Okay.
She stopped the other day wanting to know whose car this was. Said she always wanted one. Got to dodge the water puddles here. Wow, this thing is fun, I tell you. I'll get this tripod set up and I'll do some little bit of drive-by for you guys because you can see it in motion a little bit better, and we'll be back in a bit. you have it, guys. I forgot to mention that he told me that he does have center caps for these wheels too. He just has not put them on until they know that everything's done and working fine. But I guess these wheels did come with a nice, I think he said they had the bird in them. But man, what a fun car to drive. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's rides like a log wagon and is a rattle trap, but that's what they were when they were new. I just was raised in Grand Marquis and town cars. I mean, what can I say? But I always had a want for one of these myself. I always said 2 GM cars that I would like to have. One being one of these, which I think that I would want a black, you know, like 77, 78, with T-tops, of course. I probably wouldn't care if the interior was black or red, as long as the car was black. And then I'm the same way with an 86 Olds Cutlass 442. I've always wanted one of those. And now if it came to that, it would have to be black, or I would go with that burgundy color that they had, but I would definitely have to have T-tops in it too. And again, I probably wouldn't care if the interior was gray or burgundy in either one of those colors, but I've always wanted one of those too, an 86 442. You want to go for a ride now? Okay, Cindy wants to go for a ride. Okay, we're going to take another ride here real quick with Cindy. If I'd have known you was coming, I would have told you to wear a wedding dress, and you'd be standing in the middle of the road, and I'd pick you up, and I'd be Bandit, and you'd be Frog.
Darn. I don't know if I have a wedding dress.
Oh, I never, well, you should.
Well, I got rid of my wedding dress. I sold it. But I'd have another dress to probably wear.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm Bandit, you're Frog. We don't have a CB.
Eh.
Geez, I don't know it.
T-tops, though.
That's what I was just telling the viewers. See, I'm not the only one. I could understand, you know, somebody not wanting T-tops.
Yeah.
On a car that was out all the time, that you were driving every day, but for something that sits in the garage all the time and it's not a daily driver, I mean, why not?
Yeah, enjoy the fresh air.
Yeah. I'll pause it till we get up here on the highway, unless we get chased by cops or something. Okay, Cindy's gonna hold the camera. And I think that I'm supposed to say, "Are you ready?" And you're supposed to say, "I was born ready." Remember that on the movie?
Well.
I like it when he pulled up to that. When he pulled up to that gas station, and that gas station attendant is like, "TransAm, what's your pleasure?"
Whoa. Hang on, everybody.
Yeah, I can't keep my foot in it because I'm afraid to. That was not near all the way down.
No. Need to go that straightaway by the bird.
Yeah, that could be a good place. I'll hit it once.
All right. Yeah, that's fun.
It is. Now we need to run off the road and take out mailboxes.
We really have the cops on us then. Smoky.
Well, that sun's bright. At least it ain't raining. Every time that Smokey and the Bandit movie comes on, I can't stop watching it. The first one. The second and third was just stupid.
I haven't watched that since I was a kid.
No way.
Either one.
It's on once a week.
I'll have to watch it. So I forget a lot of it.
Okay, Cindy. How was that?
Really fun. It'll put you back in your seat.
It is a death trap.
There it goes. Okay.
The doors actually shut pretty good for a GM car. They're not sagging yet, I guess. All right, guys. Cindy seemed to enjoy that ride a lot, and I can see why. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Like I said, I got to do some work on this window and the window sweeps and lube up the door locks. And if you guys want to see those videos, please put in the comments whether you want to see them or not, because I don't know that it's worth trying to get the camera on that stuff if nobody's going to watch my repair videos. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. The car videos seem to be what gets the views, so go ahead and wrap it up and stay tuned for more. We'll be talking about that station wagon over there before long. Definitely got to do some repairs on that, and I probably will show those. So please remember to like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.